one thing you said, I think this was on Obscast, shout out to our buddy Mike Rizzo, you said something like, in 6 months at an agency, you can
Yeah.
acquire the knowledge and skills that would typically take 4+ years to develop
Yeah.
in-house. Your main argument is that you get exposure to a lot more tools and different tech stacks in an agency than you would in-house. Your road to platform expertise might be faster. I think I agree with you there. When we had Daryl Alfonso on the show in our first episode of the season, he argued that to really grow up in MOPS, and that definition is different for some folks, but he echoed on this idea that you need to transition from platform skills to business strategy skills. You're a VP at an agency now. I'm sure you still get your hands dirty in a lot of the tech, but you're a lot more familiar with the breadth of business strategy. So do you think that like in-house is still the faster route for strategy, seeing that you're super deep in one business, one group of stakeholders, one
No,
customer, one set of
no,
politics? Just curious your take
no,
there.
no. I tell you what, working at an agency is the biggest growth hack that any person can do if there is an agency for the industry that you kind of want to break into, right? Like medical industry, there's not going to really be an agency, but if you're in the operations like us or in SaaS, there's likely an agency that you can work for, and it is the biggest life hack. I will say it's also the quickest way to get burnt out, right? Because you are
Mm,
doing a lot of switching between data platforms. You're working with a lot of different companies. It might be more difficult to really go deep. Like for an example, if you want to really work for network security companies, and maybe your agency serves some network security company clients, but you can't really go deep in that specific industry, it might be a little more surface level because of your exposure to so many different things. But I tell you what, 1 year at an agency is like 6 years pretty much anywhere else. Um, so I stand firm that it's like the biggest hack for your career. Um, you're going to get experience with so many different tools, so many different use cases, so many different people and personalities.
mhm,
And it's always strategy. So like for us, we start with strategy. We start with asking the whys and the whats and like, how do you want like, what's your end goal here? What you want to do? We map it out and then we build it. So it's not just clients telling us to do things and push buttons. It's partnering with clients, understanding their pain points, mapping that out, really understanding what's broken and how to fix it, and then, implementing it. So if you can partner up with an agency that kind of does both the strategy and the implementations, it's huge. I mean, it was massive for my career. In fact,
mhm.
there's very few people who I consider experts in their field that at one time or another haven't worked at an agency. So there's something there, right? Like if every
Mhm.
expert in the field at some time has worked at an agency, you start to notice that kind of trend and you think maybe there's something to it.
I tend to agree. I remember when I did my first tour of duty as a consultant working in an agency, I kind of felt like a newborn fawn. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I brought some platform expertise, but I don't think it prepares you for all the different scenarios that you're going to run into. I got some great mentors at the time who helped me through that like really awkward period where I was trying to figure out how the heck do I provide value to my clients